What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Monday morning quarterback, your favorite Monday morning, as some of you Bear fans say, your favorite Monday morning hater, the know-it-all, and we back with another show. This week, we're going to do something a little different this week. We're going to talk strictly Bears. I know a lot of y'all say I hate the Bears, which I do, but not for it to be a hater version, I'm going to bring one of the biggest Bear fans I know. Also, he dipping into that beer thing. I don't know nothing about it because I don't drink, but my boy got his own beer, so we're going to let him talk about that. But I'm going to let him talk about some, as long as I've been knowing him, he loves, which is these Bears. So this show is for you Bear fans. We're going to talk about yesterday's game, and we're going to talk about what needs to be done to get these Bears back right. New Talking Sports with the Know-It-Alls. We back talking sports with the Know-It-Alls. It's your boy the Know-It-All with my boy Jay West. Glad you here, dog. I've been trying to get my boy on here since day one. Since day one. When I came up with the idea of starting this, he was one of the guys I wanted to come on here from the jump. So first thing, what about yesterday's game, man? What's again, we taping the day after the Bears lost to the Lions. So we're going to talk about this. What's your take on yesterday's game, bro?
I mean, short story short, Matt Eberflus got to go. For a purported defensive coach to keep shit in the bed, in late game situations, it's unacceptable. Again, this is a purported defensive coach, right? So he's supposed to have these fixes, but you see no adjustments from Eberflus, and
Same thing.
And he could take Getsy with him too, because Getsy, and what frustrates me most about Luke Getsy, he will find something that works, acknowledge that it works, and say, "Fuck it, I'm not doing that. I'm going the other way." These Mars ran almost 9 minutes off the clock in the fourth quarter. And instead of going back to the well and not break what ain't broken, next drive, 15 seconds off the clock, punt. Unacceptable. Just completely ridiculous. Why do I put up with this bullshit every week, Jim?
That's why I love it.
There's
That's
gotta
why
be
I
a better way, baby.
I love Bear fans because the
There's gotta be a better
torture
way.
you continue to endure, you gotta love it. There's nothing
Hey,
but
you sitting over here telling me I'm a Bears lover and all this shit. I tolerate the Bears, and that's on a good day.
sound like a Bear lover to me.
Luckily, I got access to good beer and great whiskey.
Also, side note, the fact that me and him are good friends, with the fact that he's an Ohio State lover.
Now that I love.
So, and you know how I feel about that. So
Fuck
that's
Tom
just
Brady.
that's just a sidebar. My take on yesterday's game is I love it. I love it. But
Of course you like
the
Schadenfreude.
potential, what's frustrating with, like you say, I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. They played a decent game. Jared Goff did everything to lose.
Gift wrap that game.
And all they had to do like you say, they had the 8-minute drive. They get the ball back. I would have did the exact same thing.
No, but that ain't what Luke
But I'm
gets.
just
That ain't how Getsy get down.
but I'm just saying, all they had to do was the exact same thing that they had just previously did. Game over.
I think one thing we can agree on: Justin Fields ain't the problem. So we need to stop talking about him like he is.
Bear fans, you get it from me. I'm gonna be objective. Justin Fields is not the problem. So all you guys who saying get rid of Justin Fields, draft Caleb Williams, shut up. You need your head examined. You the same people that you'll get Caleb Williams, and then game 4 next year when he crying on the sideline, we should have kept Justin Fields. And then I'm gonna do a show ragging on you guys. My boy Terry Brown, work at CTA. This is for you, because you was the main person who always talking about fire somebody, then they fired him, then you coming back 6 months later, they should have kept him. because you was the first person I know talking about fire Lovey. Now you've been crying for Lovey for the past 10 years.
Somebody asked to fire Lovey on purpose? Who don't love Black Santa?
Terry Brown.
Terry Brown. L's.
I had to do you like that, bro. But Justin Fields isn't the problem. I actually like, as a sports fan, I like to make up of this squad. But we'll get on that next segment. But this game in itself, I blame the coach. I don't blame Justin Fields. I blame the coach and the play calling. They don't do him any justice for his skill set. They block totally different from the bomb than they do from him. You know, with his scrambling ability and all that, you got to get a man time, just like to throw the DJ.
Mm-hmm.
If he got time, he could do his thing.
Right.
And you got the other element of him running, plus the running game that you already have. So I don't think they utilize their weapons correctly.
I agree. I mean, they run that shotgun, direct snap to Justin Fields, and then he runs straight to the short end of the field. Like, I called that play at least 3 times yesterday, and they ran it like 6 or 7. But I called it at least 3 times because everybody sees what's coming. This offense and its play calling is way too vanilla, way too predictable. And then once they identify something that's actually effective, they do their damnedest to go the other direction. That's, by definition, is counterproductive as hell. You know what I'm saying?
So, with that being said, with that loss, they ought to just tank the season. But we know they're not going to do that. But their next game is who? Minnesota?
Yeah, they got Monday night against Minnesota, and then they got the Loins again.
So, Monday night, Minnesota. The game should be flexed. Yeah, it should be on Monday night. We're going to do an early prediction. I know who I got. Minnesota. I don't think they can do nothing with Dobbs. And I think Justin Jefferson coming back. Problems. Minnesota got the 2-head monster at running back. I think they're going to be too much with the way they lost to the Broncos yesterday. We ain't going to even talk about that. We'll get that on TikTok. But how do you see that game going next week?
I mean, honestly, first of all, I just can't subscribe to the notion of tanking because, to quote Herm Edwards, you play to win the goddamn game, right? But looking at that Bears schedule, they got another game against the Lions. They got the Vikings. They got Green Bay. I think they got the Browns in Arizona. And just because, in the spirit
do they
of
have
general,
the Texans too?
They don't.
Okay.
But just, the Bears being the Bears and the general sense of ineptitude that surrounds that franchise, they gonna luck their way in at least 2 wins over the final quarter of the season, because that's just what the Bears do. They too stupid to know when they should take a knee.
Well, Bears, if you do only win 2 more games, it's a know-it-all exclusive. I'll go to 3 Bear games next year. If they win 2 more games, I'll go to 3 Bear games, and I'll root for them in 2. But the reason I will, and this is for my cousin Bakay, is because he would have lost another bet to me on how many games the Bears won. So I'll be there celebrating because they gave me a win. So y'all heard it first. Know it all exclusive. If they win 2 more games, just 5 wins, I'll go to 3 games next year, and at 2 of them, I'll root for the Bears.
And I will definitely be at one of them with him, just to document it.
Yep. We'll go live on Facebook and everything. So we got that. Next segment. Next game we're going to talk about. I'm not going to do a show and I don't talk about my team. We had the Sunday night game yesterday against the Vikings. Came back and won on the last second. Touchdown by Russell Wilson. My thing is, I'm glad we won. Don't get it twisted. But I'm not a happy camper. We kicked 5 field goals. This game shouldn't even been close. We should at least scored 2 touchdowns out of the 5 field goals. If we do that, we ain't even coming down to the end of the game and trying to come back and win. But we did win. week again, 2 weeks in a row, Russ go to Cortland Sutton to get the game-winning touchdown.
Cortland Sutton's a grown-ass man.
Grown man. He just straight bullied him. I loved it. I'm loving. You can see the progression of the team, which I said earlier shows. It's a progression with Sean Payton. Everybody got to get used to his style. I think Russ is finally coming along. I don't think he's going to be throwing 300 this year. We'll say that the next year. But I think he's getting used to Sean Payton, and he's learning Sean learning him, and what works for them. They're using the running game more. I loved how they let Minnesota dictate the defense, and all they did was dump off the P. Ryan and get chunks of yards. Even though I would have preferred Javonte Williams. Everybody know that's my personal favorite right now. But the game itself, they won. I'm happy, but I'm not happy. But at the end of the day, they won. So what's your take on that, Justin?
I mean, first of all, I'm really loving the reemergence of Samaje Perine as a third down back, as a receiving back, because I think that's one part of, and I'm with you, I love Javonte Williams like motherfucker, but that's one part of his game that he hasn't like rounded off yet. He ain't perfected yet. So I love that Samaje Perine is again reemerging as that third down receiving back, that weapon. Again, Cortland Sutton, grown man, finally grew up to become the receiver that we both anticipated him becoming
2-3
years ago. We've been on the Cortland Sutton train for a couple years now. We ain't new to this, you know what I'm saying?
Until he tore his ACL, but he was on, no matter what quarterback they had, he was on that ascending up to that level.
And then, you know, we kind of got nervous when they brought in Jerry Jeudy, because it was like, okay, is Jeudy going to start siphoning some of these looks from Cortland Sutton? But I think they're starting to figure it out. And, you know, that's a plus sign anyway. Because, I mean, you dealing with Sean Payton and you're dealing with Russell Wilson. And if you know anything about these two people, they're both notoriously hard to deal with. So it was kind of like an oil and water situation. Like, how is this going to work out? But, I mean, they got the NFL's longest winning streak right now. They've won 4 straight. They started off 1-5, and now they've won 4 in a row. You know, Russell Wilson ain't putting up gangbusters numbers, and I'm not going to call him a game manager because I hate that phrasing, but he's doing enough to make sure that they're at least in a position to win a game.
And what I've been telling people, other than the Miami debacle, they just got caught slipping one week. Just like a fighter who get caught in the chin one time, you get caught slipping. The games they lost were 3 points, 1 point, 4 points. So it wasn't like.
And then the Bears sold them a game too, right?
Best game of the year. Best game of the year. So it's not like they were trash. It's like they was right there. They just needed to turn the corner, which I predicted on probably the show after the Dolphins game that I expected them to start playing better the second half of the season. But on that note, I'm just glad for the win. They got another game up on the Bears on the bet I have that the Broncos have a better record than the Bears. So what other way to have a good Sunday than the Bears lose, Broncos win? Can't get no better than that.
I don't like your attitude at all.
Can't get no better than that. What a Monday.
It's too much negativity right now.
All right, last but not least on this show, we talked about the Bears. So I wanted a segment for the Bear fans, for the people I know. I'm going to be objectified where, me personally, I think the Bears are right there as far as turning everything around. I think they're a couple pieces from, like I said before, going worst to first. I think I put on the first show of the season, I actually predicted the Bears to trash this year, but I expected them to fight for the division next year. So, especially with the draft capital they got coming. So, as far as next year, because I think this season is a wash, what do you think the Bears need to do the rest of this season, Justin, and to be ready to compete with the Minnesotas, Detroits, and Green Bays of the division?
The weird thing about the Bears and the situation that they got going in the NFC North is that even though they come off super inept and can't stay out of their own way, usually trip over their own feet,
all the time,
cut off the nose, spike the face, all that good stuff, the reality is the NFC North is a trash can of a division. They ain't that far away. Because when you look at that Loins team, and that's not a typo, I meant to say Loins, they aren't that good. They are just beneficiaries of playing 3 shit teams twice a year. So you might have an inflated record. So again, when it comes to the Bears, even though it seems so far away, they ain't that far away. They need to continue to invest in that offensive line. They're a couple healthy bodies away. They definitely need to fortify that linebacker core. I know Jalen won out because Jalen want money. But Jalen can't be coming around asking for the type of bread that he be asking about when he dropped that sure pick 6 yesterday. So we need to kind of maybe fortify the DBs because Jalen's on his way out. But, I mean, the Bears need functional bodies. All right? Functional bodies, but also competent bodies. And that includes on the sideline because, again, Eberflus ain't the answer. Getsy ain't the answer. But, I mean, are we going to keep doing this? We go through the same vicious cycle every year. And that's what I told you where you cut me. I was like, Bears don't have any continuity. Until they establish some sort of continuity. And unfortunately, in order to establish some continuity, you got to go through some rough times. There's going to be some hard times. Word to Dusty Rhodes. But you have to at least try to stay the course with Ryan Poles. Eberflus ain't the answer. He got to ride. Getsy got to ride too. I mean, you already got to hire a new DC anyway because, buddy, what was it, Alan Williams?
Yeah.
Not that Alan Williams.
Not the Alan Williams we know.
But
couldn't have been because
he got up on out of here quick. So it's like, you know, the Bears need to establish some sort of continuity, and it sucks that I have to say this. I don't think it's going to happen until after Virginia McCaskey dies.
Oh, the Black Hawk route.
Yeah, the Bill Wirtz route.
I actually said that, and don't want to put that on nobody, but I think that may be an option. I think they need to go after Eric Bieniemy.
Black quarterback and a black head coach?
Being in Chicago, I know that ain't going to happen. I think Bieniemy would be the perfect fix for the Bears because I think he would give them an identity. I think his personality is strong enough to hold everybody accountable. He's making Sam Howell looks marvelous
Sam
in
Howell
Washington.
Balling.
He's balling, and I think he could do that with Justin. I think he could bring that to Justin, and I think he would bring the type of people to hold people accountable. Other than Harbaugh, I think goofball Harbaugh come here and put a foot in their rear end as an Ohio State person. You don't like it.
That happens. I'm hanging up all my orange and blue.
But
oh, God.
To me, I think Harbaugh is going to be the way of the Bears because he's a former Bear. And his results... He get results. I can't even trip. He get results. And he's going to bring a toughness to them.
But he also has a tendency to rub people the wrong way.
He
flames out. Like,
He flames out.
It happened with the 49ers. It happened at Stanford. Like, he'll get you those results and within a decent window with his cheating ass. But... you know, he's eventually going to rub somebody higher up the wrong way.
He's a 5-year fix. He gonna get it done in 5 years, but hopefully you can look at it if he comes, he has great assistance. Boom, they can slide in when he leaves.
But then he gonna piss Poles off, and then it's gonna lead to the same thing I just talked about. The Bears lack continuity. There's no consistency within this organization. The problems with the Bears aren't the people on the field and the people on the sidelines. It's so systemic and built into the culture of the franchise. Like, it just is what it is. And I don't think Harbaugh's going to do anything to endear himself to anybody here. Definitely not me, because fuck that guy. But, you know, I don't see that being... I see it being a fix, but a quick fix and not a permanent fix.
But if we know the Bears, they're going to hire a coach. Nobody knows that they could pay him $300,000 and somebody they can control instead of getting somebody who's going to be demanding, because these are professional athletes. A lot of these guys want a coach that demands greatness from them, accountability, and I don't think they need a Mike Dicker type, but I think they need a strong personality. So me personally, I would love to see Eric Bieniemy. Now, as far as coach aside, as far as the draft, me and you have talked off record. Mm-hmm. My personal preference, I think they should. I've seen everything I need to see in Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. He's shown improvement. which is really what I would want to see from the quarterback because the team is trash. Okay, you've shown me what I need to see. Sit down, bro. So now we're going to work on
Building
more
around you. Give me
and
more
your
tools in your
assets,
toolbox.
what
Yeah.
you do. So me, I'm tanking. You got 2 first-round picks, what should potentially be top 5.
Mm-hmm.
If I get the number 1 pick, I'm taking Marvin Harrison, number 1. I don't care. Only other way I wouldn't draft him 1 is if somebody comes from 2 to 1 to draft a quarterback. Now, if they're going to sell me their soul and they draft picks, I'll move down 1 so I can have more draft capital. Then I'm still taking Marvin Harrison Jr. With my other pick, I'm getting the best old lineman available, the guy from Notre Dame or the guy from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the draft, I'm drafting offensive. My focus this summer is getting my offensive line together. I think they got 2 bright spots. Their last 2 first-round picks, I think those are building blocks. So now I'm building around those 2 and Justin Fields. I don't think they need running backs. I think they need one more receiver to go with DJ Moore and Mooney, which can be Harrison. And I will draft at least 4 offensive linemen in this draft. And whoever pans out win, I guarantee you'll see a different offense if they get that line going. What you think, bro?
Again, the operative word is continuity. So for that reason, I have to respectfully disagree with the whole let's reinvest in the O line. The problem with the Bears O line this season and actually last season is they've been dealing with a lot of injuries, so them boys ain't played together. And then when they are all healthy, they're switching them up. Again, this goes back to Getsy, and I've done enough crapping on Luke Getsy this afternoon, so we ain't gonna get into that. But I really feel like they need to fortify that linebacker core. I mean, Jack Sanborn seems like a nice guy, but he ain't the answer. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about TJ and Tremaine, I mean, those are more so edge rushers than prototypical linebackers.
They need a sideline to sideline linebacker.
Exactly.
Which you had one, but we're gonna let that go.
Wait, you talking about Roquan? I still can't get over that, man. That shit upset the hell out of me. But I do agree with the sentiment that the Bears should absolutely use their highest available draft pick to go get Marvin Harrison Jr., a.k.a. Redacted Jr., because I don't know his daddy, never met his daddy, never seen his daddy. And that's not the Buckeye in me talking. He is by far the most talented player in college football. The reason you get all this May and Caleb Williams talk is because the NFL, unfortunately, is now a quarterback-driven league. So there's always going to be a premium on a QB1, but there's no way if I have the number 1 overall draft pick in the 2024 draft, I'm not going straight to number 18. Ain't no way.
And you talking to a dude who hates Ohio State. But I think for my personal of what I look at in players, he's the best receiver I've seen coming out of college, probably since I've been watching sports. I've seen Megatron, I've seen Randy Moss, I've seen his dad, Marvin Harrison. I've seen all of them.
I ain't seen his dad.
Larry Fitzgerald. I've seen all of them. I've never seen a receiver with this size, speed, hands, strength. He's a grown man playing in college. He's doing stuff that you don't see dudes doing for 3 years down the road. He's a cheat code.
He is.
He did a play against Penn State where they threw him the ball and the receiver was on him and he held his hand just like a rock sign and caught that ball. I was done.
While being interfered with, yeah.
I needed to see no more when I seen that.
That man had him in a bear hug.
So Bears, if you guys got DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Mooney to go with your running back situation, if I'm the Bears, I'm keeping Foreman, Roschon Johnson. I'm cool, Herbert. Thanks for your service. I'm cool, dog. I would have traded you last year. You and Montgomery, I'd have traded both of y'all. I like Foreman. I love Roschon Johnson. No homo. I love Roschon Johnson. I think he's a stud. But no homo on that. Pause on that, too. But that's our take on the Bears. That's our take on the Bears in general. Yesterday's game and what we think. Bears, y'all need to look at this. come holler at us, man. We could be your draft experts. We ain't been wrong on too much stuff yet. You know, we got a long track record on this, homie.
Shit, I hit Kush for $250. I'm easy and cheap.
See, you gotta pay me. You gotta pay me. I got a
$250
shirt.
good enough.
I got a shirt.
The world. I just want a little bit of it.
You gotta pay me, man. I got 3 kids. You gotta pay me. So on that note, my boy Jay West, let him know about your beer, man. I forgot. Let him know about your beer.
In addition to being a ever so casual sports fan, I also run a company, craft beer brewing and consulting company called Black Beer Baron. I have collaborations with Haymarket Brewing over on 737 West Randolph. I did my Heroes 83 Honey Ale with them. That is in honor of Harold Washington becoming the first Black mayor of Chicago back in 1983. I also have a Juneteenth series that I do with Sketchbook up in Evanston and Skokie called Freedomish. The latest iteration was called Reclaiming My Time in honor of Maxine Waters. It was a peach and cranberry saison, but that's for the beer nerds. I know he don't want to hear me talk about booze because he don't drink.
Nope. But for all you, as I call y'all, snap people who be talking about y'all woke, y'all listen to poetry and stuff, my man is giving you historical reference, and from what they say, he giving you good beer. I ain't fucking with it, but check my man out. Y'all drink beer while y'all watch the game. I mean, what better way? Drink a black-owned beer while the Bears lose. You can't beat it. So on that note, I'm Know It All. This is my boy Jay West. We'll catch y'all on the next show. Holla.